This will be my second Arnold. And of course, I picked the hardest one to do. It's all about, challenging myself and then establishing myself as a good bodybuilder, and I feel like the only way you can do that is go against the best. And here I am now going against Derek Lunsford, Samson Dowda, William Bonac, Andrew. These are top guys, and I think the biggest thing for me going into this Arnold is I'm the only 212 competitor on that stage, active 212 competitor. So I'm going to go up there and represent and show that the 212 guys can hang with anybody. Bring it back to those old school days. I mean, those guys battled with, Flex, Dorian. I mean, look at, what was it, Momo Benazir that beat Dorian that year? Like, come on, man. Anything's possible. I love seeing these prediction videos, but I laugh at them. Because people have no freaking idea what's going to happen. The score is 0-0, and I always say, I don't care who shows up to the show. I don't care what titles you have, what you've done in the past. But when you all show up that day, it's 0-0. And may the best man win. This is where the big guys hang out?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking packed here. Why is it so packed? Back deck going down. What are we now? 8 weeks out? 8 weeks out from the Arnolds. Pullovers for me are just a warm up. So I usually do them in the beginning and at the end of the workout. The reason I do them in the beginning is to kind of get some blood in my lats. And I prefer the rope over like the bar, like some people. The feel of the bar, it stops right here. Whereas with the rope, I'm able to get back here and get more of my lat range. So that's why I prefer the rope. And again, toward the end, we got so much blood in your back. We want to open that up and stretch that out. So that's why I usually do another pull.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully.
And after Olympia, I went right from Olympia, right to Prague, right into the prep for the Arnolds. I wasn't even gonna do the Arnolds, but it was, I got the invite, and you can't turn down the Arnold. One of those things, like you get an invite to go to the Arnold, to the Olympia, you don't say no unless you have things going on. But I always say you never know what tomorrow brings. So I don't ever want to say, hey, no, I'm gonna pass the Arnold's Olympia and pass Mr. Arnold, and then next year comes around and I can't do it or whatever the case may be. So I believe in taking advantage of the opportunities that are given to you.
You're out of your compound.
I know, this is weird to me.
You're in prep and you're out of your
Wait,
compound.
are
you sick?
Is this a public gym? I hit right in that lower lat. It's fucking crazy pumped already. No, I keep it. You don't want to overstretch because you take it out of the lat and then put it into the delt. So I'll keep the tension just enough to get a good stretch and then really come down and really squeeze in that lat and really get a good traction. If you look here, I'm actually turning my hand in as it comes down to really make sure I'm engaged in that lower lat. Ooh. 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 No, I just get wider on stage, just being wide, and you hit that front lat spread or rear double bicep, you want those lats to kind of open up. Same thing on a rear double bicep or a rear lat spread. When you hit that shot, you want that lat to really be opened up. So I'm trying to grow that Ronnie Coleman kind of Greene back, where their fucking lats are right on top of their ass or here. I don't want to be that low. I feel like I have more of a purpose, knowing that I have a date in mind, a show in mind, and I feel like I have to give my all every single day. Whereas in the off season, you can kind of, lay back a little bit, be a little more relaxed, a little more chill. But knowing that these days are counting down, I have 8 more weeks to the show, it's like every week has to be better than the previous. I gotta get stronger every week going to the show. Yeah, I've been doing this forever, man. I love this. This is one of my favorite movements for lats because I can really connect with it. And the reason, again, I do it in the beginning is because I consider it also like a warm-up because it gets my lats ready for like the compound movements like rows and heavy pull downs. So, oh. 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 shit. That was a damn good set. That's the set I was looking for right there. When Stefan and I got in the call and discussed possibly working together, you know, he knew who I was. He watched me over the years, and he kind of assessed my physique, and that's what sold me right there. When he knew who I was, and he seen me, and he was able to assess and nitpick, but also he believed, as much as I believe, that we can win his title back. And let's not get it twisted. It's gonna be tough. Keon is an absolute freak, but at the same time, you know, because Stefan believes in me and I believe in him, and we have a crazy game plan. I mean, look what we did in 5 weeks together, from the Olympia to the Prague show. That was just 5 weeks. I was considerably better, bigger. I was like 178 for the, 174, give or take, for the Olympia. And then in Prague, I was like 180, 185. Considerably bigger, rounder. I was who I was. I was me again. Motherfucker! No! Yep. Easy. From here, I will do a back down set after that. So I'm probably gonna hit anywhere from 8 to 10 here. Rest about 45 seconds to a minute. Strip a plate from each side, and then rep out the 2 plates. This means I can 5, 4, 3, 2, up. Yeah, so that's the plan going into the Arnold Classic this year. Obviously, you know, we're going to get some veterans, some heavy hitters, Mr. Olympias. It's going to be a tough show, but you know, my personal goal is top 4 at the Arnold Classic. Some call me crazy, some call me delusional, but I don't care. You know, I know what I'm able to do. I know what I'm capable of. I know what my coach and I plan on doing. And this isn't our first rodeo. This will be my 4th open show, my 2nd Arnold Classic. And for those who don't remember, my first Arnold, I was top 5. All right, I was top 5 back in 23. So the goal this year is top 4. And then from there, take a nice little break, get a nice little reset, and we'll kick things up for the Olympia, man. Like butter, baby. I don't know if it's these dumbbells or I'm just that fucking strong, but these dummies feel like 40s. Party dumbbells. Yep, come on. Honestly, I don't know. I don't see my back. So when I do the movement, I don't know what's working. I just try to get the biggest stretch as I possibly can. And the main thing with me is whenever I stretch, I want to keep that tension in the muscle itself. So like I said, on the cable pull down, I don't want to stretch too much to when the engagement is off the lat and into my rear delt, my shoulder. So I stretch just enough to where I feel a good stretch, and then I'm really getting a good contraction. Same thing with these rows. Stretch as much as I possibly can, open it up, and then contract as hard as I can. That's the main goal with any movement, honestly. Stretch and contraction. That's it. I was actually light too. I was taking my time with that set. My physique will never be complete. I'm always trying to chase something a little bit better, trying to get a little bit more, whether that's to be a little bit more muscle, a little bit more density, a little bit more conditioning. It's always year to year trying to be better, or actually even show to show. You know, what I show from the Olympia to the Prague, that's a different Sean Clarita. What Sean Clarita could bring from the Prague to the Arnold, that's another new Sean Clarita. So every show is something different. I always assess the last show that I've done, look at it, analyze it. That's one thing I do. I'm like a professional athlete. I study, I'm like, you know, guys study game shows, game day shows, whatever you call it. I do the same thing. I look at my physique, I look at the guys who beat me, who are better than me, what they have over me, how I can improve myself. And that's the only thing that keeps me going, man. Just always wanting to be better than my last showing. Game film. That's what it's called, game film. But for us bodybuilders, it's like show day videos. Feels good. That crowd was better than Olympia. It was jam-packed, sellout crowd. I've never, even Steve Weinberger said, I've never seen a crowd like that before. It's so cool to go overseas and do these shows because these guys don't see, you know, top pros like myself, and to see Bumstead there, I mean, oh man, he sold the show out. It was nuts. People were just yelling, screaming, going nuts for him and all these other guys. It was so awesome, man. That's why I love doing overseas shows because, one, it gives us, allows someone like myself to be able to travel to different parts of the world, see how other people living, see their customs, all that stuff. But also it gives back to these people. Like, you know how much it costs to go from there to here to watch the Olympia? These people can't afford that. And it was once in a lifetime to see a top competitor like myself or Martin or even C-Bum compete. So it's awesome, man. Like that's why I said this year, I want to travel even more. Like I'm already going to FIBO in Germany. I'm going to Australia. I want to go back to Japan. It's gonna be so awesome to travel the world, man. Like bodybuilding has given me so much. I'm so thankful for the IFBB, NPC, to give us that platform to compete at the highest level. And the bodybuilding has given myself and my family so much to be thankful for. And without bodybuilding, man, I would never ever possibly be able to see these places like Prague and Japan and you know all the places I've been. So it's awesome, man. It really is. Yep. I get emotional when I think about it, but I think what keeps me going, what like really pushes me, is like she'll watch my training videos and she'll sit there and just like, and she'll start posing and it's like for the Prague show, she saw it on TV when I was there. They live streamed it, and she's just watching me and she said, "Papa," and like that killed me, man. So I say I'm doing it for them, man. Growing up, man, I had my dad around, but I didn't have my dad around, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's one of those things, like my dad was a workaholic, meaning he always had to be at work, and it was great because we always had what we needed, but there were certain things you can't, I didn't need the monetary thing, I needed the presence. I wanted you to be at my games. I wanted you to be at the graduation. That's what I wanted. As much as I appreciate the things I had, I much had rather had those things, because those things are priceless. Wow, my back's like raw. My back is pumped because of that extra rest day in between. This was so beneficial for me, man. this past week I was in Disney with the family for the holiday, and it was a good reset for me, having a nice little break away from the gym, because after the Olympia in Prague, I was kind of bored of training a little bit. It was kind of like tedious. It was kind of like, okay, here we go again. But because we were away for an entire week, even though I trained, I didn't train at my own gym. I didn't push as hard as I usually would because, again, I wasn't at my home gym. But that break was a nice reset for me to get back home and like, okay, let's go. We're 8 weeks out. Let's get it going. And it kind of kickstarted a new high for me. So the next day, I rested because I had just flown in late. But the day after that, Friday, I was in the gym, and that was probably one of my best workouts all year. I was just fucking pumped up, excited, eager to train. And that's what I needed, Again, it was getting stale for me, getting a little bit boring. It was kind of like tedious. So sometimes having that mental reset, that mental break, is good for you guys, good for us competitors. Especially you've done 2-3 shows back to back already. This will be my third show, so going from show to show to show shouldn't get stale. So definitely having that break is definitely helpful. And obviously having a 4-day split, having that extra rest day in between was definitely good for my recovery. 4 plates? We'll do 4 plates. Come on, bitch! All right, people, we are done. So for the day, that is a great back day going down today. Just under 8 weeks out from the 2025 Arnold Classic. Things are feeling good, feeling great. Had a nice little reset last week. Little break away from the world. Took my family to Disney for the week and to spend some time with them, but also give myself a little bit of a mental break, mental reset. Got back home this past weekend. Fueled, motivated, hungry, determined, anxious to get back here and crush these next 8 weeks. Just checked in with my coach, Stefan. He's super happy with the way things are going. We're excited to bring yet another new package to the Arnold Classic stage. Obviously, the one thing with me is always wanting to bring something better each show. What you guys saw from the Olympia to the Prague was a new Sean. What you guys will see from the Prague to the Arnold will be another new Sean. Stefan and I are just, we analyze things, look at the last package we brought, and try to change and improve what we upon the next show. And that's exactly what we're on par to do for the Arnold Classic. This will not be an easy show by any means. We have multiple Arnold Classic champions competing in the show, and being that I am the only 212 competitor competing in this show, definitely have a lot of eyes on me. Obviously, being a smaller guy on that stage. But I know what I'm capable of. This is not my first rodeo. This will be my 4th open show. If you guys have followed along, I won the 2021 Legion Open Pro show. I placed top 5 my first Arnold back in 2023. And my goal for this upcoming Arnold with the lineup that's there is top 4. Some people call me delusional, some people call me crazy, but I know what I'm capable of. I know what the game plan is, and I'm fully set to do what we do, which is bring our best and ready to battle. So I'm looking forward to these next 8 weeks to bring a much better package to the Arnold Classic stage. Honestly, the Olympia was not a good showing for me. Mentally, I wasn't there. Physically, you guys saw that I was not the Sean of old, and I wasn't happy by any means by that show. And from that, I made some big changes, and the main change you guys saw was I switched coaches. My old coach, Matt, and I worked together for 7 years, but it was time for a change, something new. And I reached out to Stefan, you guys know as boss of Outlaw, and the one thing that sold me on him was the fact that he was excited to work with me, and he truly believed in his heart that we could win this title back. And that sold me. And, obviously with 5 weeks from the Olympia to Prague, we need some big changes, and we improved my physique, brought the old Sean of old back to the stage, and we were able to place top 3 behind C-Bum and Martin, and beat 17 other open guys. And like I said, going into this Arnold Classic, Stefan and I, put our brains together. We know what we're gonna do. We know what our goal is, and that's a top 4. And the biggest thing here is my daughter will be at the show again. And now that she's a little bit older, she's, for me, man, I think what gets me going every day and what motivates me is that she's aware of what I do. She watches my training videos, and every time she watches them, she gets excited. She starts flexing and saying "Papa" when she sees me on that TV screen, and that's my motivation right there, man. The one thing, you're never prepared for. At least for me and my wife, we weren't prepared to have a child, but obviously we were happy to have her, and we adapted and we made it happen. And that's the one biggest thing is now being a parent is it's a whole new motivation. And I said it before, like I'm no longer doing it just for me anymore. Everything I do going forward is for my family and for my little girl to make sure and ensure she has a great life. Bro, Stefan I call him a mad scientist because the shit he does and the shit he says is just off the wall, but it works. And I've never seen someone so passionate, so driven for this sport. The first time we worked together for Prague, I remember he came to my room and he was just looking at me from different angles and helping me pose and tweaking this and tweaking that, and that was a lot. That was a big deal for me, man. And for someone people don't realize Stefan has been in this game over 20 years. He was once almost about to be a doctor. He was a judge. He's worked with many top Olympians, Wesley Vissers, and many, many more. And though he has a crazy roster of athletes, I think he had 13 athletes at the Olympia last year. And people give him a hard time for having so many athletes. And if they say, how is he going to be able to handle everyone? He does. And he's admitted that he works better when he's got a lot on his plate. And it showed in Prague, man. Initially going into it, he had me, he had Martin, but there was never a moment where I felt like I was neglected or I didn't feel like I had his time. I literally will text him, and within 5 minutes, I have a response. That is crazy. No matter what time of the day it is, I always get a response back from him with either changes or things he wants me to do or whatever case may be, and he can literally look at a photo and just tell me off the cuff what to do. I remember the one day I had just gotten back from a trip and I sent him photo updates, and he told me take the day off today, and I was like, well, why? He's like, I want you to rest your body, get the inflammation out of your body. I want you to rest and recover. And literally that was exactly what I needed because I rested that day, took the day off, and the next day I felt amazing. So again, he's just a mad scientist of what he does. Again, when you have a coach, you listen to your coach. You don't second guess him whatsoever, and so far so good.